Hi everyone, my name is John. I'm over here at Cheeky Torch Glass up in Webster, New York. It's October, it's getting to be Halloween time, and I will share with all my fellow glass workers a treat in the form of a trick. You know, oftentimes as part of a design element, we seek to incorporate the placement of air bubbles into a piece. This is done deliberately, it's intentional, it's part of the design. There may be as few as one. You often see a single air bubble placed into the center of flowers on the encased floral beads. Sometimes there are many, as they can be put into the glass in a manner by where geometric patterns result, not uncommon with pendants and larger paperweights. Everyone knows by now that air bubbles are primarily done with some kind of poker. They can either be a tungsten poker made specifically for this kind of purpose. They can be the end of a stainless steel rake that can sometimes be used for other things. They can be a piece of graphite sharpened to a point or left blunt. Sometimes in a pinch you can even get away with using the end of a mandrel. The idea is still the same. It gets plunged into the glass and creates a pocket, which is later capped, which seals in the air, which becomes hot air, forms a bit of a bubble, and to some degree expands. What I'll do here is I will plunge a hole for a bubble, and then I will cap it with a different color, green in this case, which will give us the effect of a water droplet on the end of a leaf when this gets imploded up into the piece. Trick or treat time. This tool, and actually it is a tool, is used by florists and flower arrangers and decorators. It is called a Kenzan. That's going to be K-E-N-Z-A-N. Also known as a floral frog. These are also known as pin frogs. Basically, it is a metal base, like a paperweight, topped with an ample number of equally spaced, very sharp, pointed posts. Kenzans come in a variety of shapes and sizes. What the flower folks do is they push the stems of live plant cuttings onto these. Then they submerge them into a vase of water, and basically the weight keeps the arrangement in place, and it keeps the flowers from floating up to the surface. The good news for us is that the primary construction medium for this item is going to be brass, solid brass, stainless steel, solid stainless steel, or in many cases you can find the brass pins with a stainless steel base. That will work. What you want to avoid, and you should check with your supplier and vendor before using one of these, do not get one that is a lead base or that is coated with either a plastic or rubberized protective shield that they would use to keep it from clanging around a glass vase. Each of the pins is equidistant to all of its neighbors, so we're going to have pretty uniform spacing between all of our bubbles. The next thing is that there is a uniform diameter to each hole. Okay, sometimes that's kind of tough to do with a pick. Here they're all going to be the same size. You're never going to have to worry that one of the holes made a little bubble, one made a large bubble, and it kind of monkeyed things up. Here every hole is the exact same size, and finally each of the pins is exactly the same depth. So when we plunge this in, we're going to wind up with exactly the same depth in our piece. First example, a Moretti P220 that I've rolled into a bicone. We roll him right across the Kenzan so that only the center gets bubbles. will then encase the center in clear to trap those air bubbles. I want to edge in silver foil. Then I want to trim the ends in double helix Triton. And then hold that silver in with a little bit of clear on top of it. Roll it out into a barrel, fire polish it, and into the annealer. For this piece I'll work in borosilicate. What I'll do is I want to take my Kenzen and I'm going to actually dip him in some water, and then I want to set him in a bowl of mica powder and load those pins with the mica. Not only will I make my plunges, but at the same time I will impregnate them with a gold powder that'll make a gold bubble. And then finally I'll seal him with some Cobalt 2 from Glass Alchemy. Okay, here we go. Punny it up from the back. I formed a lens on the front, put a pendant loop on there, flame polished them, got rid of a little bit of a punny scar, and there's the completed piece. I want to start off here by grabbing a gather. Block him a little round. I'm going to use a steam stick because I don't want bubbles across the entire surface. I want to make a little donut so that our bubbles are only around the end. I want to take our donut and I want to throw him back into the cooker and reheat just the face of the Maria. Then we'll bring them right straight down on the Kenzen. Give them a minute to set up. Finally, straight down, seal that air. And we got bubbles.